Hi there, come on in. I'm Fred Trost, and I know you're kind of jealous right now because you think I'm in Florida. It's kind of nippy outside in Michigan, but we are in Michigan, and this is August. This is a special show we're doing tonight. This is the Fish Cleaning Championships, the first annual Michigan Outdoors Fish Filleting Championships in Ludington. I'm going to explain to you how these championships came about. We'll sort of go back and look at some of the hot fishing we had last August and what led up to this event. We'll get to that in just a moment. But remember, this is not Florida. This is Michigan Outdoors. It's Thursday night, so stay tuned.
From the rugged shore and woodlands of the north, it's history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fisheries. To the farmlands of the southern counties, we'll look around again at all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan.
Well, the crowd has gathered here. As I mentioned, this is not Florida. This is Michigan, Michigan Outdoors, and this is August. This is the special show we've been talking about, the Fish Filleting Contest, and we're here in Ludington, and it's August 21st, Ray. You know, when we look at this in January, it's going to look pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Nice weather. I'm going to introduce the 6 contestants we have here. Jerry Lee on the far side. He's a charter captain from the Detroit area, isn't he? Ray?
Yeah.
Okay. We have Dave Yeager in front of him, young Dave. Where are you from, Dave? Comstock Park. And next to Dave is Win Wolf, another young fellow who thinks he's a pretty good fish cleaner. The guy standing in the back, the big tall one, everybody says is the man to beat. That's Ed Stowe. Now, let me get over here for a second here. Ed, they tell me you've cleaned a fish or two in your time.
Yes, sir. Just a few.
How many do you do? A day, a week, a month?
Oh, about 100 ton a year.
Wow, 100 ton a year. This man knows what he's talking about. He's the man to beat. He's the man to beat. But Pete Rubianis, right over here, we'll be talking with you in a minute, Pete, about your role in getting this contest started. But it all started, really, with this guy right here, Ray Nichols. Ray, you remember that day we were fishing down in Breast Bay? That was in July.
Remember it very well.
You know, that's the first time I had ever been fishing in Lake Erie in Breast Bay. And you said that we'd fill the boat in 2 hours, get our limit. And we did. But it was interesting, you know, you guys used planer boards.
That's true.
And we caught most of our fish on those.
Right. And the downriggers.
Salmon lures.
Salmon lures.
For walleye.
For walleyes.
Okay, that was one heck of a day. Just, we put them in the boat one after another. Well, Ed, what did you think at this point in our trip?
Well, I'll tell you, I was very optimistic, but I didn't realize we'd be getting them so fast.
Oh, right off the bat. But we were running 9, 10 lines all the time. Of course, we started getting hits before we got all the lines in the water. The fish aren't exactly huge down in Breast Bay. Like Ray said, they catch a lot bigger ones in the Ohio water, but oh boy, I tell you, well, you know why we do this. You know why walleye fishermen fish for walleye.
It's that taste.
Oh, they are great in the pan. When we get enough fish in the boat, of course, we're going right now to see if we can get our limits, yours and mine, in an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
That's 10 fish, 5 apiece. They have to be legal size 13 inches. And we're bringing them aboard one after another.
And it was just like this, too, Fred.
We picked a great morning to go out. It isn't always like this on the Great Lakes. Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. None of the Great Lakes are calm like this all the time, but we had a beautiful day. There's 20 years coming aboard, Ed. All of these running really about 13 to 15, 16 inches, most of them, on this day. Generally, Ray said that they come faster than we were catching it. Kind of hard to believe.
That's right. Well, you know, the cameras seem to always scare them away a little bit.
Well, we measured that one. That's 14 inches. Easily legal. But we had to toss a few back. Here's one that definitely had to go back.
But it was still fun.
This is a big moment, a big moment.
Number 10.
This is our limit in about an hour and 10 minutes.
What a boat, what a boat. What a captain, what a crew.
Okay. Well, they don't exactly tail walk and fight like the Dickens, but
It's still a lot of fun, you know.
Sure is. It's going to be good eating. I can't wait to get back and chow down. Look at the boats out here. There's probably 200 boats out here on a Monday morning. Weekends, you might find 4,000 or 5,000.
There it is, Fred, number 10.
Here it is, number 10. We got it.
Nice one.
That's our limit. Well, you know, after we got all those fish, we had to clean them.
Right.
And I always enjoy fish cleaning. You know, you remember what I said about it.
Right. You said you wanted to clean them. You was really good at it. You
That's
wanted
right.
to show us how to do it.
That's right. And I was proud of it. The funny thing was, and I didn't see it until I saw the tape back, but I was there cleaning, talking the whole time about how good of a filleter I was, and Ray said, why don't you just let me fillet them all? I said, no, that's okay. You're going to be impressed, Ray. Well, and I look at the tape. I didn't even have my first half of my fish filleted, and you had 2 of them laying on the table.
Right.
Yeah, you caught my attention there.
Yeah, and that's how it all got started.
Well, I stopped bragging at that point.
Yeah, but I couldn't.
You couldn't. You started bragging yourself. You remember what you said?
Yeah, I told you I'd never see anybody that could beat me.
That's right.
Sure there was somebody somewhere, but I'd never run into him.
What is this, Ray Nichols? You said nobody can beat you at filleting fish?
I've never met the man that can. I'm not saying I can't get beat because there's got to be someone. I've just never seen him.
Well, I think that's a challenge. A Michigan Outdoors Challenge. On this show, we are going to have the state of Michigan Fish Cleaning Championships. Never been done. When do you want to do it?
I don't care, in the fall.
In the fall, okay.
And the salmon, I can do a salmon, a 20-pound Chinook in 35 seconds, table ready.
Ooh. There's a challenge, 35 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's how it came about. My bragging led to Ray's bragging, led to the idea of the contest. And I thought I'd check out, among your friends, Ray, just how good they thought you were. So we talked to Don Fox.
Well, for the past 3 years, I've seen between Ray Nichols, John Sawicki, and Jerry Lee. It would be a good race. I got to believe, though, that Ray Nichols would take it. If I was a betting man, I would put my money on Ray.
Is he going to hold the title?
For walleyes, yes. For salmon, probably not.
Well, who's going to beat him?
I'll beat him with salmon.
You think so?
In salmon cleaning, I know I can. Walleye cleaning, he can clean 5 to my 1. There's no question about that. He's a pro at this here, walleye cleaning.
Ray?
Isn't that right, huh?
What do you think about that?
I know I can beat him cleaning salmon. We've cleaned on the same table. I had to wait for him to get done. I took a nap.
We'll see what happens,
Well, there's a lot of other fellas out there, too, that say they could probably whip the both of you. What do you say about that? Tag team?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be a tag team.
Yeah. We'll take on anybody.
That's great. Well, you guys, I thought we were going to have a big-time wrestling match. But now it's the Fish Cleaning Championships. We're going to save that tag team for another day, huh?
Okay.
We got to establish who's the best. Now, the species are different, You said, Pete, that Ray is a real hot dog at filleting walleye.
Well, I admitted that he done a heck of a lot better job on the walleyes than I did, because it was my first year last year.
Okay, well, I came up fishing with you, maybe a month after I fished with Ray. You remember that day?
Oh, yes, I remember that day.
How could you forget? Started out early, and we really cleaned up on the salmon. We had just set our first line in the water, and while Pete was setting the second one, take a look at that first rod over his shoulder.
Guy! He's a nice one. Who wants him?
Can take him, Guy? Okay. Look at this.
Hang on to him. Just hang on
got.
to him. Let him go.
Okay,
Let's get some of these.
go. You got a green stacker for me?
We didn't even get 2 rods in the water before we got this hit. How's it feel, Guy?
It feels under 50 pounds.
Under 50 pounds, huh? Are you gaining on him?
No, I don't think so.
Not gaining on him yet.
Get tough, buddy.
Oh, he's still pulling out a little line. What's the biggest salmon you ever caught?
Dan, have I caught one on over 30 pounds yet? Ever?
Pretty close, Guy.
Pretty close, huh? Oh, look at him. He's peeling out line again. Guy,
Get tough with him, guy.
you've had him on about 5 minutes here, and you haven't gained an inch. That's the way it is with these Chinook salmon.
We need a net. We need a net now.
Tension builds here. We got the fish right up by the back of the boat.
Watch him, guy. Watch him.
Let go, guy. Let go, guy. Let go.
Oh, we got to watch it going under the rods. I tell you, this fishing for Chinook salmon is something else. Talk about excitement.
Go, Guy.
Got to keep that fish from getting there. We go. Get him back to.
Cut that outside rigger.
I thought that guy was dead.
The fish?
Fish on.
Well, I mean,
Oh, we got another one. Another fish on a double hookup.
I'm not dead, but
Got him?
tired.
Really? He might have hit the stacker. Okay, no. Reset it again, Keith.
Well, how far down is he? Have you seen the fish yet?
No, I'll bring it right up on this corner. Keep him on his mind.
Oh, he's getting close, going right under. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Here, guy, let go. Take the net, somebody. Let go, guy.
There goes the... Oh, there he is, right back there.
Back up, Keith. Right here, take it. You got to keep a good rod on him now so we don't get in them cables.
Boy, he is tough, isn't he?
You getting tired?
You're bigger than he is, guy.
My left arm is.
Drop and reel, guys. Drop and reel. Don't give up now. You got him here.
Yeah, I know. The line's not breaking.
Well, we got this fish just about 15 feet off the boat. Oh, look at it. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. This is the critical part. Okay, back right up. That's good.
Come on, I can't quite reach this one.
There we go! Well, Guy, let's get this fish over here, and the boy who caught it, Guy Ritchie. Look at that. How about that?
Out, fellas, so I can get him in here.
We'll drop him in the cooler. Yeah, that fish hardly fits in the cooler. How you feel?
Pretty good.
How about that arm? Your left arm is the one that's sort of tired?
Yeah.
Want a double yellow?
Got to pull that thing. It's hard.
Okay, you did a great job.
Thanks.
Great job.
You mean on the stack?
You want to hold it?
Okay.
See if you can hold that there, Guy. No, you can't do it with a finger, I'll tell you that. You better put your whole hand in there.
Lift up your feet here.
Ready?
I don't think I can hold them up.
You know, use two hands.
Okay,
There's a boy trying to hold the fish you just got here at 6:30. Hey, how's that feel?
Heavy.
Heavy, and it's wiggling. Okay, put him in the box. We had a few fish on the dock when we got done with that trip.
Yes, there's no question about that. All you had to do is take a look.
We got 33 fish in 6 hours. We went out the second day, and we got, in 3 hours of fishing, we got, what, 12?
Yeah, a dozen.
That's a fish every 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have complained about the action. We had plenty of it.
Boy, that was great. Well, that proved that you know your stuff when it comes to salmon fishing, no doubt about that. And then it came time to clean the salmon. You started bragging it up yourself.
Yeah, I think I do a good job.
Well, the last time we saw you on Michigan Outdoors, Pete, you said that you could fillet a 20-pound salmon in 35 seconds. Am I right?
Yeah, I can do it in 35 seconds. We did it. We were practicing yesterday, and we ranged all the way from 19 to 42. So, just
19 seconds?
Yeah, we did have one we did in 19 seconds.
Well, we'll have to show our viewers just how you do that. So let's go over and clean some fish, okay?
Okay, sounds good. All right. You just come right along the edge of that backbone.
Seems like you got most of the meat there.
And then you peel it over. You turn around and you come, you take the rib bones out of it.
Slicing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that's going to be, in just a matter of a few seconds, a boneless filet now.
Mm-hmm. But it's a lot harder to do on a big fish, especially with people around. But I just take it halfway and then I come down the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Then I cut a hole in the skin so I can get a hold of it, and I turn it around the other way.
That's a handy idea.
Then you actually pull on the skin as you cut with a knife.
And that's it. And that brought us to today, Pete. This crowd of expert fish filleters for the first annual Michigan Outdoors Fish Filleting Championship. This is the Salmon Filleting Championship, because as Ray will attest, different species fillet out a little differently, right?
A lot different.
We hear Ed Stowe's the one to beat right here, but we have rules here to try to make this fair. Now, as far as I know, have you ever heard of a fish filleting championship?
No, I never have.
You, Ed? Okay, nobody's heard of one, so we came up with our own rules. This is the way it'll go. Each contestant will fillet 3 fish. Before the fish is filleted, we're going to weigh it out, and we're going to get the total in ounces. Then, after the fish is filleted, we're going to take the fillets, which shouldn't have any skin or any fat or any bones in it, and we're going to weigh those. Divide the weight of the fillets into the weight of the whole fish, multiply by the time in seconds, and that'll give us the score. Now, the thing is, though, we don't want a lot of skin left on the fish. In fact, we don't want any. If there's a patch of skin left on the fish, we're going to add 3 seconds to the time. If there's any rib bones on the fish, we're going to add 3 seconds to the time. Unless there's more than 4 rib bones, and then you're disqualified. Unless there's more than 4 inches of skin left on a fillet, and then you're disqualified. So we have to have some standards, right, Ray?
True.
Now, does that sound fair enough? You guys
Yeah,
can swing that?
yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna start out with the knife laying on the table. This is how this will work. The knife will be laying on the table like this. You guys will determine when you want to start, and as soon as you touch the knife, Linda will start the stopwatch. Okay, so you go ahead and fillet. When you're done, if you want to go back and nip off a rib bone or take whatever time you want, when you set the knife back down on the board, that's when the clock will stop. That's the way the contest will be run. You guys all in accord with the rules?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, we're going to get started here. Why don't you all shake hands? I mean, shouldn't we do this? Shake hands, and may the fastest man win, the better filleter win, and this is it. So let's get started on the contest. The fish were all weighed in beforehand, and these weights will be compared with the weights of the fillet, so the contestants are not only given credit for their speed, but the amount of meat on the fillet figures into their scores as well. The crowd was ready, the contestants were feeling the pressure, the cameras were rolling, so we got the contest underway. All of the fish have been weighed in. The first round of fish have been weighed in, and each filleter is going to do 1 fish at a time, round robin fashion. We'll go through 3 fish. We don't know which is going to be the fastest win. Good luck. You volunteered to be first.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as you touch that knife, I start the clock, and as soon as you set it back down, I stop it. Okay, anytime you're ready. As the first contestant, Wynn was feeling the pressure, but they all did on their first fish. Their second and third tries were much better. So coming up are the highlights from the first annual Michigan Outdoors Fish Filleting Contest. Oh, he's smoking this one. Hey, he's got to pick up his own fillet, though. When it falls off the table, that could be a little loss of time. Oh, a little loss of time there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's 23 seconds. Okay. 23 seconds. He's got a good grip on it as soon as he touches that knife. Okay, Jerry wears a glove on his left hand. Ooh, that was quick. Oh, having trouble with the backbone. You dig a little too deep. Cut through that backbone, and then you're really in trouble. Here comes the skin. It looks like that's a skinless fillet. Gonna take the rib bones off. Jerry Lee has hit 25 seconds right now. Oops, trouble with the skin. Oh. There we go, 36 seconds.
Go, Dave.
Now he cuts the belly meat off all in one swoop like that, a little different than some of the other techniques. Oh, he's... How's he doing? Does he meet your approval?
Yeah, he's doing good.
You as coach?
Of course. No, couldn't do it half as fast as any of these guys.
Almost had him off there. Oh, he's doing a lot faster this time.
He's better on smaller fish.
As soon as that knife, he sets it down.
Good job.
Okay, 35 seconds. Hey, you made up for it. The crowd was pulling for you. You did that in 35 seconds. Okay, Pete Rubianis, grab that knife and take off. Got to get back when Pete fillets. He swings that knife around and the little pieces of fish and everything else are flying. Oh, he's doing a heck of a job this time. Look at that, look at that. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. 15 seconds right now. Here comes the skin. 19 seconds. Okay, 22 seconds. That's... Congratulations, Captain. Well, I'll tell you what you do. Just rip that off, and I'll take the meat with it. There we go. There he goes. He grabbed it. Cuts right down the belly. How's he doing, Jerry?
It's looking better.
He's a cool fish filleter. I mean, he's calm, relaxed.
You bet. And, you know, those big fish are hard to handle. That's the biggest thing in filleting is handling the fish. And that's the toughest thing. These little smaller fish are a little easier. But
Now, he goes over the rib bones right there. Now he's doing on the skinning. Now, the rest of you fellas cut the rib bones off separately.
there's a lot of method. It's about the method I used to use all the time. But you seem to get a little bit more meat when you do it, and you take the ribs with it.
Okay, that was 37 seconds. Very good. Okay, everybody, you wanna watch this? He's gonna be doing a second fish, the smaller one, Ed Stowe. Grab his barrage of machinery here. Go ahead, Ed, anytime. Look at the way he does this. You would never think that using 3 pieces of equipment, 2 knives and pliers, but this man does 100 tons of fish every year. Whitefish, lake trout, salmon. Look at the way he flipped that fillet over there. Oh, oh no! 22 seconds. 22. Congratulations, Ed.
How many seconds?
22. Boy, that was about the prettiest job of filleting I've ever seen. Wasn't that pretty to watch?
It sure was. I would just, if I had $100, I'd start $5 on Ed because I've seen him. Boy, I'm telling you, he is the fastest knife in the West.
Fastest knives.
Knives, yeah.
And he's good with the pliers, too.
He sure is.
This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
Love it. That was the last one. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to tally up the scores now, Ray, on this contest that you inspired, started, and bragged up. While we total up the scores, let's take a look at our weekend forecast.
Super.
Well, guys, we've totaled it up. I know who the winner is. Who's the fastest? What do you think?
I think I know who it is.
Who?
Ed.
You think so?
Yeah.
Who do you suppose had the fastest time overall?
Ed.
Ed did?
Ed, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, no question about it. You got to
Okay.
give credit where credit's due.
Okay, but there were 2 people who had tied on the fastest time. Ed, you had 22 seconds. Congratulations, that was on a 6.5-pound fish.
Thank you.
Pete, you had 22 seconds on a 7-pound, 4-ounce fish. Not bad, but that was the fastest fish. Now we have some other things to play into this, you know, the total weight divided by the weight of the fillets and so on, multiplied by the time. Now we'll start at the bottom end. Ray? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had 374 points total. You had 162 seconds, which, well, you can look at it this way. Nobody took longer than you did.
That's right. I said I had to have a chance to meet somebody that was faster, and I had that opportunity.
He ain't doing no more woofing now.
Well, I think people are going to put their money on you for walleye. Now, Dave Yeager. Dave?
Yeah.
My man, you know that first fish that you did in 83 seconds, that took its toll. So you got 359, just a few points under Ray, but you gave it a good shot. You did 35 seconds and 26 seconds in your other 2.
Yeah.
So that's good. Win, you were 4th. You got 122 seconds total, ranging from 23 seconds, which is neck and neck with the fastest time. 51 seconds was your longest, so you had 296 points. You just were edged out by Jerry Lee. Jerry, congratulations here.
Thank you, Fred.
You ran a tough battle here by 3 points. You got 293. Your fastest time was 25 seconds. In fact, all of you generally, your fastest times were your last fish.
We learn by our mistakes.
Except Pete's fastest time was his first one. Can't figure that out, but Pete, here we're coming down to who is the best fish filleter, fish cleaner, champion. The money went on Ed, right?
You bet.
You think he beat you?
Oh, I know Ed beat me. I don't, you know.
The score was 198.782 to 179.243. The winner being Ed Stowe. Ed, congratulations. I'll tell you, nobody uses more equipment to fillet a fish than you do. You did 79 seconds total. Pete was behind you. He had 84 seconds total. But your range was only 22, 28, and 29. So you didn't even do one over 30 seconds. You can do 2 a minute.
Yeah, easy. You have to do 2 a minute a lot of times.
Okay. without any problem. Let's look at this apparatus you use, though. Let's talk about some of these knives. You were fourth, Win, and you use the Rapala.
Right.
Okay. Nobody else uses a Rapala. I mean, it's a good filleting knife, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
But nobody else uses it. Why not?
Well, there's a lot of knives around the market that are good, and I think there's some knives on the market that hold the blade a little bit longer than a Rapala does. And,
is that the main difference, Pete?
Yeah,
holding the edge?
It doesn't hold the edge as good as a Forester or some of the other knives on the market, but it is a good knife.
It is a very good knife.
Okay, well, show us your Forester here, Ray. There's quite a few of the Forester knives here. Now, you say these are meat-cutting knives.
They're meat-cutting knives, and this is where we come on to them. A butcher friend of mine showed us, and we've been using them ever since.
Mm-hmm. And the advantage is that it holds an edge better.
Oh, it holds a super edge. I used to use the Rapala all the time, but no comparison.
Okay, now, the man who turned in the fastest time, come on up here, Ed. What do you think about these other knives?
I think these Forstners are the second best filleting knife that you can use. But if you want something that holds a real good edge and is limber enough that you can feel those rib bones, which is important when you're cleaning fish for time, that G96 is the only choice.
Okay, and where did you get this little thing?
This is a Forstner knife. That's a 6-inch butcher knife that I just broke the end off so that I can cut the skin like I do.
Now tell me about your pliers. A lot of people are going to be interested in these pliers. Are you going to have Ed Stowe autograph fish cleaning pliers coming out on the market?
Probably buy stock in Crescent Company or Channel Lock, I guess I ought to. That's the best thing for getting the skin off a fish. And these grooves in these, at this time of the year when the skin on the fish they're out in the lake in deep water, the skin is real thin. You've got to use this kind of a groove. Now later on, during the fall hooking season out at the park, then you use a plier with deep grooves because the skin's a lot tougher.
Do you folks know that? Learn something every day here on Michigan Outdoors. The type of pliers you use makes a difference. Well, I want to congratulate all of you for being good sports and trying it. We're going to have the thing coming up at the boat show with walleye. We'll have more of these contests, the salmon filleting contest, Ed, once again. Congratulations, and we're going to drop over to your place and do some stories about how you clean these other fish, because I know you have some other techniques that you use too. Guys, congratulations. What would you like to say?
Could we get a breakdown again and scores again?
Oh, we will have breakdowns and scores in the edition we have out right now of Inside Michigan Outdoors. There's going to be the complete breakdown, and I'm sure you guys will be discussing this for a long time, and we'll probably come up with some modified rules next time around, huh?
Come back next year.
And I know who's going to come up with those rules. Not Ed. He likes them the way they are. Okay.
Any rules you got there?
Okay, we'll see you folks at the boat show with our next fish filleting contest. And have a good weekend and enjoy yourself in Michigan Outdoors.
It isn't too bad, though.
What?